Good morning, guys. We were commissioned by a previous client that I've done some work for to make a display shelf for him. So we went and measured it up on what we want to do, and now we've got the material. We're making it out of 1/2 inch oak veneered plywood, and I've got some baseboard that's oak. We are going to trim this baseboard down into crown molding because you can't get crown molding the size I want, and baseboard is probably around half the price of crown. So we're going to cut this down by cutting this on a 45, and because we have 2 pieces, we're going to do this cut on both pieces, then we're going to turn it around and cut on 45, so then it will lean up like crown molding. And we're going to put that underneath each shelf. So I'm going to cut it now, and we'll show you the finished product. So now what I have is 2 little pieces of crown. So they're going to be on the bottom of each shelf and around the top. It's going to have a cornice around it, and we'll go from there. I've cut these 2 pieces down to 12 inches wide. They're 29 inches tall, so that's going to be the height of the cabinet. And we're going to put a 1/2 inch backing on it that's going to be set in. So from the backing to the face is going to be 11.5. So we've set up our saw at 11.5 inches for our next cut. Hey guys, we've been commissioned to do a display shelf for a client we've done some work for before. So I cut up a 4x8 by 1/2 inch sheet of oak veneered plywood. It's got oak on both sides. It's 12 inches deep, but because it's a freestanding unit, the back has got to be finished. So we've dadoed this in a 1/2 inch. Because it's 1/2 inch material, we're going to put a 1/2 inch sheet of this plywood in the back for a solid back. And because it was 12 inches, and now because we've taken the 1/2 inch off, it's 11.5, we make the shelves 11.5, so they sit in here and just butt up to the back. So what we're going to do now is we take, these are the shelves, these are the sides. I haven't cut the back down to size yet. So, I dadoed where the shelves go, so that we're going to glue it, put the shelves in, and pin nail it from the other side. And when we put the back in, we'll do the same, and we'll put nails into the shelves to keep them from being able to warp, and we're going to do something similar on the front. So what we do is, we look and say, this looks like the best side for the face. So I take this veneer, and put it across here. Okay, so take it like that. You've got an iron. There you go. You make sure you're over on each side a little bit, and you iron it. That melts the glue. And then, while it's still hot, you use a roller to press it down. That forces the glue in to the wood to make it stick better. You got to make sure You actually get the glue hot enough to melt. I've got it set on cotton, which is the hottest setting. Okay. Got to press down. I'll break the end off there. Okay. Alrighty. So now we've got that, and we let it cool. Now when you set it down, try and set it down so there's nothing hitting the edge here on the bottom, because that could pull it off because the glue is still soft. Just look, make sure it looks like it's attached all the way. Yes. So now we're going to do the next pieces. And then what we're going to do is we're going to do the face. And we're going to do this back edge here, and then the back piece will sit in like that. So everything will be finished that you will see. So when I get this done, I'll bring you back for the next step. Okay, so we've got some veneers on. These are the side panels, so like I said, I need to do the back. Now there's many ways to trim this down. A lot of guys use a knife. I find I got 100 grit sandpaper. And that takes it down. I took it down a little bit more there, but that's going to be in the, oh, that is a side panel. That will be covered with the crown. So, I'm gonna basically a 45-50 degree angle, and what it does is it acts like a knife, but it also sands, so you just peel it. You just got to be careful. And that's basically it. So that's that little back piece. We're going to do the fronts, we're going to do the shelves, and then we're going to do a dry fit assemble. Okay guys, so I poured some stain on the wood, and you move it around working it in. This is a rub-on stain, so you want to be rubbing it in. And you want to go with the grain as much as possible. So I do have an awful lot on here, but that's okay. It is a penetrating rub-on stain. So what I'd like to do is start at one end, and rub it back, up and down. To make it even. You don't want no thick spots, you don't want no thin spots. I think this is going to look gorgeous. Okay. And I do this for the final run. It gets out any imperfections in the bottom, any swirls in the top. Alright, so when you set your rag down, don't set it on anything you're going to be using. I should actually have my MDF piece that I work on, so not to get really any stain anywhere. Okay, so that's that. We're going to do all the other pieces. So after taking them down, I like to get a 400 grit sandpaper. And just go over. To do a nice once over with 400 grit. Just takes any marks off. Gives you a nice edge here. And that's perfect. So we're going to do all the boards like that. Get a nice smooth finish. And then we'll do assembly. Okay, so we're going to do a dry fit, just to see how everything works. Our bench is a little bit small, but it'll work for what we want. Oh. You are going like this. Fits in there nice. Take that down like that. So we'll go like this, like that. And like this. That one's got to go down more. That's good. Everything seems to be going great. Okay, so that is basically what it's going to look like. So we are going to take this and go 29. This is the measurement I wasn't sure of. That's 35 and 3/8. 35 and 3/8. Okay guys, I hope you had a good long Thanksgiving weekend in Canada. Here we took the weekend off because it was family time. So what I've done is I've let this stain dry over the weekend, so it's good and cured. Now we did the top, so what we do is we measure from the outside to the outside, and we took the crown, put it on, and measured from the outside to the outside of the box, the shelf, times it by 2, added a 1/4 inch, so it's 1/8 of an inch either side that it overhangs the crown. And so we cut this out. We're going to do the edge banding, then we're going to stain it. We're going to put the crown, we've got to cut the crown, miter the corners, which is always a good time. We're going to do that. We're putting the edge banding on. We're going to get that, we're going to get it stained. We're going to stain everything up, and then we'll put it together and we'll go from there. Okay guys, we've stained the top piece. It's just sitting there to dry. We put these pieces on. They will hold the shelves flat. They give it a nice little trim detail. And I'm going to put lights up under here to light down, I think. We're going to see what it looks like, and we'll probably end up doing that. It's got a little bit of dust because I got several projects on the go, but this stuff is dry. We got the bottom, we've got the piece for here. We're letting this dry, and unfortunately it looks like it might start to rain at some point. So the problem with an open air shop is you're a slave to the weather. Anyway, we'll put the top on this and we'll show you that when it's done. Okay, so what I've done is I've set up a saw, a left and a right. I set up 2 saws, 2 miter saws. That way you don't have to flippity flop your piece and change your angle back and forth for left and rights. Very helpful if you do a big crown molding job. You just got to make sure you don't cut it upside down or backwards, but I use scrap pieces. So what I've done is I've taken a couple of scrap pieces and I've cut the miter. I've cut a left and a right, so now next time I set my saw, I just use this for my guide. So now we've got them cut. We're going to put them on with the top and glue it and clamp it, and that'll be it. Okay guys, so the display shelf got done. So we just delivered it to the client, and he seems to be happier than a pig in, well, whatever pigs go into.
Oh, Mark wants to see you. Here, I'll tell him you're coming here now. Yeah, it looks way better than having on the floor.
So we put lights in it,
Yeah.
and that's what it looks like when it's not so bright in the room.